lazy beats. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. Before rap, I ain't never heard about you. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. Before rap, I ain't never heard about you. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. Before rap, I ain't never heard about you. Nobody, you never bust your gun, man. You ain't catching no. What's up, y'all? Letting off the hammer, so I got my name up. The blazers in Atlanta, they respect my game. The we ain't break bread. You already know, Camina. What up, bro? He's a must, I only trust my codeine. If sex, money, murder wasn't on your indictment, and I ain't jacking nothing. I don't care who don't like it, cause I be with the G's. Find me in the P's, tryna holler at her mommy. Get the wasi then I keep. I'm really in the streets. You I never seen. What's your name? What's that your claim? Why you bang? Who you be? Me, they call me Hocus, 4/5. I'm reppin' S-double-M. And it's 1 billion plus, always us. Never them, my whole hood give it up. When you go tell a friend, you ain't heard where I'm from? I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. Before rap, I ain't never heard about you. I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. Yo, live, bro. They got to send it to you. I'm gonna tell you when I get on. Nobody, you never touch the breaker. You ain't pitching in lobbies. Catch me on cozy. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hocus 4/5. We in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know where I'm from. I'm from Castle Hill. I'm from Soundview. You heard me? Soundview section of the Bronx. Castle Hill Projects to be exact. So today I would say we got a good show coming up. I got somebody that I'm gonna bring up here who most of y'all might be familiar with, and y'all might be familiar with us having some drama. But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk today. We're gonna talk and we see where it go from here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk and we see where it go from here. So stay tuned. Send this live out because this live is gonna be an important one. It's gonna be an important one. Wait a minute. Here we go. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Seymour's jail. Yeah, the Seymour jail was on deck. Y'all already know that. The Seymour's jail was on deck. Seymour's jail is definitely on deck. Hit me up. I got the Seymour's pounds. I just got a whole fresh new shipment in. Yo, look. All I'm trying to do is heal the world, man. That's what we trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? But another rendition of Down the Rabbit Hole 4/5. Waiting for everybody to come in. What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Show y'all support. Purchase them badges below. You know, our goal is always 25 when we come in the room. Look, my boy DZ Too Easy. Before I even get the words out my mouth, my boy DZ already bought his badge. Salute, brother. Yeah, matcha tea is good. I actually got some in the cabinet. Matcha tea is good. Matcha tea is good. I like it. Yeah, like I said, you know, bring somebody up here today. We're going to talk and you just see where it go from here, you know? Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody got time for bullshit. I ain't got time for bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I got a family to raise as a grown-ass man. I got other things to focus on, man. I'm trying to win out here. And I'm trying to help y'all win. I'm trying to help everybody win by, you know, by helping you out mentally, physically, especially with your health. That's why I sell the products I do. I only sell products I take, actually. If I don't take it, I wouldn't even sell it. So I only sell products that I take.
if you don't know about the new program that Instagram got going on, is they got, you know, where you can purchase a badge and support the person that's up here on live. You know what I mean? So if you look below the comments, you'll see where it says you can support Hocus for a fit for 99 cents. So don't hesitate to do that. Jolene Starr, what's up, Jolene? Me and Jolene is live tomorrow, actually. Jolene, we live tomorrow. Are we doing, Jolene, are we doing live on your page, or are we doing, where can they find us live talking that tomorrow? Leave it in the comment section below. Shout out to Jolene Starr, beautiful soul. You know what I mean? Beautiful soul right there. She's amazing. I see y'all trying to get up here with me. Shout out to Miss Oregon. Miss Oregon, thank you so much. She just purchased a badge below. We got 2 badges. The goal is 25. The goal is 25. We live on here and on the Wake Up Radio. Okay. So me and Jolene will be live on Instagram and on the Wake Up Radio tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna get you up here to talk about that, Nico. I just got somebody else I'm waiting to come up so we could there you go. What's going on? Here you go. Let me see. Yo.
Peace, fam.
Peace. What's going on, brother?
Trying to make sure my setup is good. Peace.
Yeah. So if y'all don't know who this is, we got Hassan Campbell in the building. You know what I'm saying? He's very popular on YouTube. Me and him had a little issue last year, and he reached out to, you know, like, yo, let's talk about it or whatever. I mean, let's squash our issues and, you know, let's work together. But I was just like, you know, being that we both disrespected each other on public platforms, let's talk on a public platform and, you know, and see where it go from there, because I know you probably got some things you want to get off your chest, and I definitely got some things that I want to get off my chest respectfully. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, so mainly, bro, like my whole thing with you was like, I did see like when you I'm not gonna lie, when you was supporting me, and you know, even when with the Hot 97 shit, like you was one of the only people who said something, like, you know what I mean, niggas wasn't saying nothing, but I'm sitting back, I'm watching, I see what's going on, but what you have to understand, my main core issue with you is you constantly disrespecting something that I come from, that I represent. So how you expect me to embrace that support, or even be like, even if I wanted to be like, damn, son, but like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know you got your opinions on the street life or whatever. We all do. I don't care about that. But as far as when it comes to sex, money, murder, bro, that's my DNA. That's where I come from. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like I represent that to the death. Like I'm not living the street life like I once used to. But who would I be without being where I'm from and what I came through? So that shit is in my DNA forever. Like I'm not gonna promote gang life, but I'm just saying that's something that I represent, and I ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect with that. And also, you know, out of all people, like it's a lot of people that honor that man named Pete, but especially in Castle Hill Soundview, and you always keep coming at Pete, like disrespecting his name. I understand where you coming from your point, because your big bro had drama, you know what I'm saying, with them, and I understand how, you know, rest in peace, yo. But that ain't got nothing to do with this generation, bro. Even the generation after that, like niggas ain't carry on that. Like, so for you to keep coming at my hood, that was my core with you. And then you threw a little subs here, and I ain't even care about none of that. You know what I mean? But it's hard for me to even be cool with you, or even to have this conversation really, when I knowing that you be disrespecting my hood. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what it is with me, it's not so much that I'm disrespecting the hood. What it is that I try to give constructive criticism. Like, for example, a lot of dudes don't know. Me and Pete was bidding together for a little minute. We started off enemies in the bullpens, and we became real good. It was me, Pete, Uptown, Xavier Williams. It was a few of us together in C-73. Make a long story short, I personally feel like if Pete was sitting here today, he wouldn't be the same Pete that he was. And I feel like with the older generation, it's like a lot of the young boys are being led to the slaughterhouse. So my thing is me being the uncle to give constructive criticism. Like, for example, in a situation that you took personal, I was giving constructive criticism, and that wasn't aimed towards you, but it fits you. It fitted you to the T.
It was aimed
right?
towards me, bro. Come on.
No, actually, no. Listen to me. Listen to me when I tell you. I don't think you understand that ain't none of us unique. There's a lot of us waking up, but not enough of us. So when I said that, yeah, you fit, you know what I mean? The shoe fit you, yeah. But on top of that, I want you to, if I thought you was going to take that personal, I wouldn't have put it out there like that. But once you took it and you ran with it, it was like, all right, we two men here. It just, you know what I mean? The disrespect done went, so it done went. But for the most part, let me say this, right? In the beginning, now when I first heard of y'all movement or whatever the case may be, and y'all came out, your brother disrespected Carton and B.O. So when I started shouting you out, I made a conscious decision to say, you know what? This is the next generation. I understand where they're coming from. The Bronx is losing right now. Let me get behind some dudes that deserve to win. Y'all done had your share of hellfire living in the boogie down. The industry don't like you. They don't want y'all, so we got to stick together. Now, your little nephew, Ja, looked just like you, son. I didn't even know he was your nephew and then when I found out, I like if you look at Ja TV right now, he got 10,000 subscribers. He's going hard. Once I found out I was going hard with Shorty, and even with y'all, so the little, all right, you can't be a vegan and live the murderous lifestyle. Son, that wasn't that big of a deal for me and you to be clashing like that. You see what I'm saying? And what I feel is, no matter what, I done watched you enough to sit up there and say, you know what, Hocus got a good side to him, and he got a good quality of leadership where that a lot of dudes ain't genuine. I see things in you. None of us ain't perfect. So when we start saying disrespectful shit like me clowning a video or whatever the case may be with y'all in Castle Hill, now, of course, I'm going to sit up there and say, I think there's room for maturity for all of us. You can sit up there and say, yo, Haj, you was bugging out. You was drinking, bugging out on your lives. I did a lot of shit, too, under the stress and the elements that was going on behind the scene with the family. So anybody could criticize each other, but for the most part, the industry don't like you.
I know
they
that.
don't want you on. They don't like me. I'm one of the biggest dudes right now. You see Bosco or Vlad. Vlad ain't looking for me. High 97, Breakfast Club. There ain't none of them niggas looking for me. Outside of what y'all did getting back that chain, people use y'all power to throw niggas back to the curb. It's like the X-Men. It's the last stand right now. There's a lot of shit going on between the chemtrails, the barium in the air, the Project CERN, the Project Bluebeam, a lot of stuff that you want to. The food being poisoned, the fact that we can't even get food unless they allow us to get food. How you going to juice if you can't get fruits and vegetables in New York City? Ain't no more apple trees. So it's like we at a critical time right now where if we don't use the last, because the window of opportunity is closing, right? As you can see, Jay-Z sold Tidal, right? Swiss Beats is selling Versus, right? The malls is closing down all over. Walmart's is closing down. We see that they hit the factory on life. They know something is big is coming, so they pulling their merchandise out. You on limited supply right now. Opportunity for us to be able to level up and prepare for this great battle that's coming. Only the strong gonna survive, but you can't do it by yourself. So we have a small window to pull together and say, you know what? Let's see what we can do to wake the people up and get on the right path. Because it ain't even about our set anymore. It's about our ancestors. They're trying to get rid of our blood, our real bloodline, our DNA bloodline. Everything that you do is being watched. There's a camera everywhere you go. We on a camera right now. Since the day that you was born, they were sitting up there in your DNA. looking for that Messiah that's in your blood. Now they're giving you a vaccine to kill that Messiah that's in your blood. So we ain't got time to be sitting up here beefing and bickering over, you know, small words and stuff like that. Now is the time for us to sit up there and say, yo, you know what? We got to put our differences to the side, because we're going to wake up one night and half of the population going to be dead.
Now,
And the other half going to be...
You totally right, Haas. Like, well, I do want to say, I understand you feel like it's constructive criticism, but where I feel like it's disrespect is like you say things that's just totally wrong. Like you call him Pistol Pete a snitch, bro. You know Pete ain't no snitch, bro. Like,
I never called him a snitch. I never called him a snitch. What I said, he was never a rat. What I said was, I can make it clear what I said, because I don't backpedal on what I say. What I said was, what he did when he sent that letter, he sent all them young boys on a suicide mission. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. He knew the feds was watching him, and what he did was wrong too. Dudes was lying, talking about David Mullins was a rat. He did not snitch. How I know David Mullins?
Hood, so you know, I know. I mean, that's, you know, David's family to you, but that's he from my hood. You know, I know that.
He ain't family to me. Dave killed B.O., not Pete.
Well,
Dave killed B.O.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? So me and Dave was at odds, and to the point where that.
What I'm saying is, you know, your baby mom is, you know, I don't, you know, that's your baby mom, you know what I'm saying? You done said it before, but bro, I heard the words. I heard you call Pete a rat, bro. I could probably pull up a video.
Never pull the video up. What I said was, what he did was just as bad as being a rat. He's not a rat. He never ratted. What he did when he sent that letter and he sent them boys on that mission knowing that the feds was reading his mail, he knew that the feds was watching his whole crew. He pulled the whole crew in there with him. And at the end of the day, I'm never going to say Pete was a rat. He stood tall. He did stand tall. But at the same time, I mean, at the end of the day, I have no gripes with Pete. My only gripe is the fact that we have an older generation that's leading a younger generation into the same slaughterhouse that Pete is in.
But why?
All I'm saying is,
literally, these little niggas is doing what they want. What older generation is leading them? I don't really see that, because the older niggas that I know, like that I fuck with, we on grown man time. Like we didn't, you know what I'm saying? So
look at the internet. Look at the internet. At some point, hold up. At some point, look at the gang, the older gang members, and I don't want to say none of their names or whatever the case may be, because I done patched out and pieced it out with pretty much everybody. But at the same time, at one point in one time, YouTube and Instagram was looking like the most ignorant shit I ever seen in my life, and everybody's seen it. And all of the young boys is looking at the older ones to the point to where, let's keep it all the way funky, right? Even in the rap game, on Instagram, you can't between a 40-year-old rapper and a 16-year-old rapper. It's like dudes is living their second childhood. At some point in time, the maturity got to kick in. When you look at LL as a rapper, you see a grown man. When you look at Rakim as a rapper, you see a grown man. Method Man, a grown man. Then when you look at some of these other dudes, it's like, hold up, man.
Yo, them niggas is 50 though. You said 40. Them niggas is 50 now, man.
But even still, there's a level of maturity that kicks in when you become a grown man, and that element is missing. On top of the fact that in New York, being a New York rapper and a New York gang member at that, the hunt is on for you. You can't be a gang member.
You know I went through it, so I know, like, that's why I do what I do, and I moved away. You know what I'm saying? I went through it, but like at the end of the day, that's your approach. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's approach not gonna be the same. My approach, like being that, you know, I am affiliated with a gang. I don't gangbang like I said, like I used to, but you know, sex, money, murder is my DNA, and it's gonna be like that forever. But you know, my approach is leading by example with what I do in my real life, not just with my music. What I do with my kids, me purchasing a house, me coming from where I come from. And my homies see me and I inspire them. Like whether you know me, whether you know it or not, or people out there know it or not, I save a lot of lives, bro, with the health information I give out. I got people that hit me up every day in my DMs like, yo, thank you. Like, you know, I had diabetes. I talk about this all the time, and now their sugar level is normal because of the information I gave them on all these products that I sell to them. So like, I'm doing my due diligence. You doing it your way. You might not see what everybody's doing, but if you look at what I'm doing with my real life versus a rap song that like the one you was posting up that I put out. That's in my DNA. So like, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's my like, I come from the streets, bro. So I'm gonna still rap about
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me promoting gang violence. When I got videos on YouTube where I'm talking to little kids. I go to the group homes. Little kid Johnny was getting bullied in school. I gathered up so much clothes and money for him just for posting on Instagram. Mad people sending me money. I made his life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here doing stuff like that. You probably ain't paying attention or looking, but what you talk about, it definitely ain't me. So when you were saying
Now
all
listen,
that,
listen. When I let me tell you something. It's like I said, for me to be sitting here having this conversation with you, like I said, there's something that I see in you. You have good qualities that the hood needs, and at some point in time, we have to, as leaders, link up and try to figure out how to cross the T's and dot the I's. See, me, I could apologize to all the homies for all of the disrespect or whatever the case may be. The constructive criticism, no. Sometimes I do get disrespectful because I feel like, you know what, I'm not backing down and bowing down to nobody. So I could always apologize. A man, part of being a man and part of being a righteous man is repentance. I'm one that repent every day, 5 times a day. So part of my repentance when I talk to a lost partner with the Isla is asking for forgiveness. And even when you disrespect people, you do the same thing. And like I said, when I reach out to brothers like you, it's only because I said, you know what, not too many have what it takes and not too many care about what's going on in the community to say, all right, when the time comes, I'm going to step up to the plate. I see that quality in you, so I reach out to you. On top of the fact that I know you are enemy to the industry.
it's a fact.
I don't see
like me.
I don't see you down with the boule. So I say, okay, I can rock with them. I can't rock with anybody that's down with the boule. I don't want no parts of the boule. No parts of them at all.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Like I said, bro, like that was my own issue with you. Like, if you know what I mean, even if you expect us, like I appreciate it, like, you know, and you have supported me without even knowing me. So you know what I mean, and you supported my nephew. Like, I looked at that. That was, you know what I mean. That's my, you don't know my brother. His pops, bro, the best person in the world. You know what I mean. Rest in peace. Like that man was so loved. Like, you know what I mean. It's just different. So for you doing that, I appreciated that. I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, I can't, like, I still got to choose a side. Like, if you disrespecting my hood and my set, and if you disrespecting Pete, you know I got to choose a side. Like, this just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like you said, Pete is not even here to talk for himself or defend himself. Like, when you say the things you say, you backed him down and you did all this and that. It's like, damn, bro, like the man can't even tell his side of the story. Like, but you having your opinion on whatever, that's cool. But when it comes to disrespecting, like, then it's like, damn, he just like, how I'm supposed to rock with you in the world seeing you, the whole hood seeing you disrespect the big homie? Like, nah, I can't. Like, and I'm the face of this thing right now, as far as even on positive time. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm still a face. I'm like the most, you know, especially in New York, the most popular one from that set. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, bro. Like, that's just my whole thing, bro. Like, as long as you keep disrespecting my set and Pete, then it's like I can't rock with you. You know what I mean? Other than that, I watch your video. I see shit you post. And a lot of it I agree with. Sometimes you be like, yo, he wildin'. But a lot of it I be like, nah, that's some real shit. You know, for real. Like, you know what I mean? Shit is entertaining. The shit be real. I be like, no, he telling the truth right there. But you know what I'm saying? That's just my stance with that, bro. Like, I can't rock with you if you're gonna just keep disrespecting my hood. That's it, bro.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. You know what? Respect is a two-way street. So, you know, as a man, I gotta give the hood respect or whatever the case may be. Like I said, for me, my platform. You're here today, you get 15 minutes of fame. You're here today, you're going tomorrow. While my platform is up and running and climbing, I just offer and extend it to you and your people, whatever the case may be, to help, you know what I mean? If you're going to try to build your YouTube platform or you want to get a song out or whatever the case. Like I said, man, the game, you're blackballed in the game. I see that. You see what I'm saying? Ain't too many dudes that's on top trying to reach out and help pull another brother up. And that's the bottom line to that. So that's why I extend my hand to show that, all right, we could sit up there and be on some gladiator shit, but we also could be on some grown man shit and show the young boys like, yo, we maturing. That's behind us. And, you know, that's my take on that right there.
Now, salute. Yeah, you ain't got no problem push. I'm not even, you know what I mean? Prior to this, I wasn't thinking about no ill will towards you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I'm just living my life. But I wasn't gonna rock with you because of what you. But you know, like a man, you said you apologize. It is what it is. You know, we can put that shit behind. I'm not even sweating that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sweating
Yeah.
that. So, word.
You know, so my whole thing now, moving on to the future, is like time is running out. You know, as grown men, we got to put our egos to the side because there's obviously a plan going on. You see what I'm saying? We watching a lot of things take place in front of our faces, and a lot of us is not really paying attention to the full picture of what's really going on. When this pandemic first started, they tested us, showed us that how you go in a supermarket, you could only get 1 or 2 items. That was the test right there. They throwing out words like zombie apocalypse. That's the test right there. TV shows, The Walking Dead, everything is preparing for you. The factory reset on this, the factory reset button. The Georgia Guidestones is telling you they're going to reduce the world's population down. They basically forcing you into a depression by keeping you at home. Kids is depressed. They can't go back to school. Parents is losing their mind. And it's like everybody's comfortable with this stimulus check that's going on, but they're going to snatch it. And when they snatch that, the jobs is not going to be there. The shelves is not stacked up. There has to be a plan B. Bill Gates went and bought damn near all the farmland. That is the most important land. Only thing you have, like, how you going to heal yourself if you can't get to the herbs? If you can't get to the herbs, how you going to heal yourself? Your food coming from the factories, your vaccines coming from them. You can't win. So it's us against us, and it's them against us. And when I sit back and I analyze, like, Miami weekend, the brawls that was going on with our people, and forgive me if people don't like it, but I'm not one of those niggas that want to hear you talking about what white people doing it too. If a teacher comes and tells me that my son or my daughter is acting up in school, I'm going to bust that ass. I'm not waiting to see what their parents is going to do. I'm not going to sit up there and tell the principal, well, little Johnny and little Bobby over there doing it too. Nah, I got to correct my kid and correct my house. And see, in our house, it's messed up. In the days of Nat Turner, there was no hammers. If you gave Nat Turner a 50-shot calico or a Mac 11, what was he going to do with it? But then you give our children it, and it's on and popping. At some point in time, we got to wake up and smell the coffee. And time is running out. And that's my whole thing right there. Time is running out. When shit hit the fan,
we get up here every day. So I get up here. This is what Down the Rabbit Hole is about. I don't know if you ever seen my show. I get up here every day and we talk about this shit all day, every day, bro. Trying to wake the people up. And you know, it's really sad, really sickening, especially when it comes to them jabs. I don't even like to say the V word because they be shutting down the lives, but especially when it comes to that, man, people lining up like sheep really going to get that. And when we seeing time after time, look how many celebrities already died of it. Forget celebrities. You know, I mean, look how many people already died is getting sick from those. I've been talking about the jabs way before this. Like, I always was talking about that as soon as I had an Instagram when I came home, because when I was locked up, I was learning about all this, how they cause autism and all these other diseases. So I've been talking about this. So now that this coming on, a lot of people is waking up, but a lot of people is holding us back because of that. And not even, you know, I know because you probably gonna call them. I don't want you to say no names, but there's just a lot of what gets me tight with a lot of people out there who's supposed to be our fake leaders. They don't talk about this stuff, and all they talk about is when a cop kills somebody, and that's just like, yo, bro, y'all don't see what's really going on. Like not forget that, but like, what about this too? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I'm doing my due diligence, bro. So like, my whole thing now, I'm focusing on. I can't worry about what somebody else not doing. I just try to do what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I see you. I see your you know what I mean? I see some of your videos and you be talking about mostly the same shit. That's why I'm like, you know what I mean? So there's really no reason for us to have issues other than, you know what I mean? Other than whatever happened in the past, bro. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but that is something I represent. You know what I mean? I represent this generation and this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't take on that baggage and we didn't keep that going. You know what I mean? We did something else. Like, when everybody got locked up, me and my brothers, we held it down. You know what I'm saying? And we brought a lot of people together. Like, you know, so we brought neighborhoods together who otherwise wouldn't have been together. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we about, bro. Yeah, I'm about positivity, my nigga. I'm not staying stuck on no negativity and none of that. Like, I'm trying to we in the same fight, just taking different roads. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm taking
Right.
the health road. I'm trying to, you know, teach people how to the not trust big pharma, the not trust, you know, the government and stuff like that, you know. But you know, one step at a time. Whoever my message resonate with, that's who I keep building with. Whoever it don't, I keep it moving. Family and all. You feel me?
Right. That's the way you got to do it, though. But yeah, you know, more or less, you know what I mean? I appreciate doing the bill with you or whatever the case may be. I personally feel like, you know, still sharp and still. So two minds moving in, you know, the same direction. We can make something happen out here with these young boys, because the one thing that I don't like is when you sit back and you analyze the King Vaughns, the FBG Ducks, you know, you got them young boys, KJ Waller, Nick Blicky in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Pop Smoke, and the list goes on. There's too many of these young boys dying behind this drill music and that gangster persona, where we got to start waking them up and letting them know, like, the blood of the ancestors is activated in you when it's screaming out for war, but you looking at each other through the eyes of the oppressor. You've been raped by the conqueror, the crusader. So their blood is in our DNA. Revenge, the blood of the DNA, the blood of the ancestors is screaming for revenge. But because we've been mind fucked so much, we looking at each other like it's wartime instead of focusing on where our focus should be. And that's what the problem is. The warrior spirit has been activated, but if you don't know what to fight, and they know that, that warrior spirit is activated in these young boys where they ready to go, but they going on each other, making each other's mamas cry, instead of looking and saying, yo, you know what? This cat Bill, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna even say his last name, but Bill, Mr. Science, man, this dude is really, really playing games with us. For real. Somebody got to take one for the team, if you know what I mean. That's not what's happening. You got a mother stick.
You ever seen a video where they smacked him in the pie with the face? I always think to myself, like, I wish that was, yo. You ever seen that video? Like, back in the day?
Yeah, I seen it.
Close to him. I'm like, why the fuck what made you do a pie, my nigga? Like, you had the chance to liberate all of us right now, but nah, but you're right though, man. Like, that dude is not playing, and that's a bigger uphill fight for me. You know, when I sit here and I think, like, every single day in my life, I think, and I'm just waiting for them to say everybody has to do it. You know what I mean? I got young children, man. I got a 1-year-old, and like, they can't fend. I got a 5-year-old, 13-year-old. You know what I mean? 18-year-old. They can't fend for them. But my 18-year-old can. You know, he's a man. But the rest of them can't fend for themselves. They told me we got to do this. Like, how am I going to? I think about that all the time. How I'm going to protect them. What it's going to be like when I'm going to go. That's be on my mind. My mind is not worried about, you know, like, worry about what's going on in the streets, but I understand what you're saying. Like, you trying to wake the young boys up, like, yo, that energy y'all putting towards that, it's a bigger fight over here, and it's a fact. It's a bigger fight over here, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, drill rap is good in the sense that it's a lot of young black men is becoming successful over it, but y'all really out there drilling. I say this all the time, like, that shit right there doesn't make sense. Like, yo, y'all go shoot JJ on the block, come back rap about JJ got his shit pushed back. I'll be like, yo, we never did that. Detail from detail.
That
so,
in me.
You know what I mean? My son is rapping now, and I tell him I really don't like. You know, he made a few drill rap songs, but he not beefing with nobody. He not dissing nobody. But I told him I really don't like it, but I gotta let him be and live. But you know what I mean? So I'm in kind of agreement with you when it comes to that. Definitely.
You see, one of my biggest fears, like you said, right? And I done had this conversation over and over again. If the military come to your house with a magic potion, we already said we ain't taking it. But what happens when you know it becomes a situation where now it's kill or be killed? They moving forward and you got to make your move. You know at the end they're going to take our kids in and make them take it. So what do we do then? Because we can't leave our children in the hand of the enemy. Now that's the biggest problem right there, because once they move forward, you're not going to beat them. The only thing to do is to run. Then the question is, where do you run? You ever notice when you sit back and you talk in front of your cell phone, everything you talk about pops up on your Instagram feed, Facebook feed, or just pops up on your phone? Even to the point sometimes I could think something and then it'll pop up and I'm like,
yo,
all right, getting spooked.
I was gonna say that. I think shit. One time I'm watching White Chicks, the movie White Chicks. You know Damon from Friday when he dancing doing the dumb shit in the movie White Chicks. I'm watching the movie, right? I'm not talking, and I'm scrolling on my Instagram. Then he goes on an Old Spice commercial, the deodorant, Damon. But I'm watching the movie and he's on there. Then I'm like, this is different. this technology they got is really different. So you definitely right about that.
All we have to do now at this point is study the movies, because they tell you in the movies exactly what they can do. All you got to do is study the movies, and you know what time it is from there. But one of the things that we got to start pushing right now, we living in the times of the Underground Railroad. How my boy Lord Akim's song go, the more that I know, the more I say less. It's time for us, like, they shouldn't be able to identify you as a homie, as a crip, as a whatever. It's time for us to go low. We got to stop taking so many selfies of our kids, because they studying our kids. Over in China, the kids is going to school and they scanning their faces.
It's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? Why you scanning the kids' faces like that? You doing a fingerprint of the eye, so you know what the eyeball look like. Like, that shit is deep. Why you need so much information? Why you need to track us so bad? What is it that you're looking for? It's like the war's already on our people, on us as a people in general. Slavery was never abolished. All they did was figure out, okay, so some of y'all white people, y'all like to sit up there and fight with black people and help them during the times of slavery. All right, well, now we're going to include the world. And this is what they doing. They including the world. The one thing I want everybody that's watching to understand, though, is when you sit back and you analyze during the days of slavery, they never got rid of the house Negro. They just turned them into the boule. They made them celebrities. In order for you to be a celebrity in today's time, you have to sell out. They use you as a puppet. Niggas only pop up when they want them to pop up. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, like, come on, stop it. There's been so many bodies. How could y'all just focus on those two?
Hey, I say this all the time. I'm gonna share it on my screen. I even did a song called Nisa Scott, and I don't understand why this little girl's story should be the biggest story in the world, especially in America, because this little girl, I don't know if you remember this from last year, Nisa Scott, she got killed. She did a prayer when she was 7 years old that went viral. She begged God. She asked God, God, please stop the violence in Chicago. Please, I get straight A's. God, like, please, they won't stop the shooting. Like, her voice is cracking. Like, they won't stop killing. 4 years later, at 11 years old, she died from the same gun violence that she pledged against, my nigga. So I keep her on my screensaver just so every time I come in here, I can remember what I'm doing this shit for. Because at the end of it, and I don't understand why this is not the biggest story in the world. George Floyd, okay, he's a grown ass man who whatever, like, you know what I mean? They did him dirty, you know what I'm saying? Even, like, but this little girl, you serious? Like, why is she not on every T-shirt in the world? Why is there no super campaign for her? Like, she prayed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she actually attracted what she was trying to pledge against. You know what I'm saying? So, like, most of the time, every time I get on live, I always say the name of my song is Can't Forget Anissa Scott. And I always say that, you know, I'm gonna always bring her name up, because I can't let people forget her, because I can't forget her. Because I just can't understand the fact that why her shit is just not so out there like George Floyd is. Like, I don't understand the difference, because it was police. This is a little girl who got killed, who prayed to God, you know, and prayed to beg God to stop the gun violence, because and at the end of the prayer, she said, I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? And she wound up dying. So that shit right there is just crazy, man. Like, and that's why I look at some people, and it's just like, well, people are frauds, man. Like, I just like, yo, I just don't know. Like, you know, like, but I said, like, I don't like to focus too much on the negative. I just try to do what I could do, because, you know, I get phone calls and people like, yo, I'm like, at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna just do what I could do, though. But Anissa Scott is her name. The name of the video is Can't Forget Anissa Scott. It's on my YouTube channel. Link in my bio too, y'all, if y'all want to go watch it.
Right. You know, I actually touched on that story with this little girl, and I forgot about it until you actually just said something, because it's been so many stories of so many kids. Like, just this week right here, I got a story where a little girl, I didn't even do it yet, the little girl got murdered because she spilled some water on the floor. I got another story with a stepdad, and I'm so sick and tired of these women. You getting rid of your baby fathers, and then you going to find these evil stepdads. The dude beat the kid with a hammer. Damn. He beat the kid with a hammer, talking about he just lost it. Another 7-year-old kid with a hammer, and beat the kid to death. And it's like, yo, you letting evil in your home, into your bedroom. You know, and this is the stuff that we got to deal with, you know, in our communities. Somebody got to be the voice of the kids. You
I
know,
agree.
and this is where we at right now. Somebody got to be a voice for the kids. You know, that's why sometimes I come so hard, because people don't understand. It's like, you know what? I got to put the street shit to the side. I'm not going to sit up here and scream, I'm gangster but woke. At the end of the day, the first thing we are parents. And I can't tell my kids, no, you got to stay away from this, but let everybody else's kids go into that hellfire. It's like, nah, it come a time of the point, like, let me save you from what I went through. Let you save them from what you went through. I think your brother S1 still locked up, right? Face
Facts.
a serious time. Like, come on, this ain't no joke.
Yeah, I tell niggas that all the time. He got, you know, that's so like, you know, me and my brother Dollar beat my case. You know, we had a big conspiracy, as you know, and it was three brothers, me, my brother Dollar, and S1. You know what I mean? S1 is just the youngest out of us. He's younger than me. But like S1 was the one who was really about to take off with rapping. Like, you know what I mean? Came on to sign him 50, you know, was fucking with us. He was the one. Like, he was like the Nas, Jay-Z, like of our hood, our area. Like, anybody will tell you that. Like, he was out of here. And I would say this without saying too much. Like, I did way more in the streets, and I got away, like, and I beat my case, and he didn't. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So like, he wasn't lucky enough to beat it. Like, so when S1, it was like a bittersweet thing. He the one who blew. Everybody like, damn, son. Like, so I say that to say that for the youth out there, like, my nigga, I think a lot of people used to look at my situation like, oh, them niggas beat it, maybe I can, and go to trial and get smoked. It don't work like that, man. Look at S1. Use S1 as the example. Don't use my example as me beating my case. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to go to trial. You know what I mean? I was facing life out, like, yo, I just ended up beating it. You know what I mean? But, you know, he got the bad break. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's still down. He ain't sing. You know, he walking it down though. He be home soon. He be home soon.
It's a good thing, man, for real. But you know, it's like a lot of us, NBA young boy right now. I just did the story right before we got on the live.
I just seen the feds want him, right? Or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
they hunted him down with some dogs and caught him. And it's like, yo, the main objective is to get the bag and then move on to the next level in life, not get the bag and then spend the next 10 years or 20 years in jail. These dudes got it backwards. You see what I'm saying? It's like everybody want the street cred and the street rep and the street name. We got to get back to the Underground Railroad, where we seen as less as possibly and not heard. John Gotti is gone, but the mob is still here. You just don't even know they exist anymore because they that quiet. And we the most hated and the most hunted people on this earth. So we got to get strong. We got to unite, and we got to lay low. We got to. It's one thing if you promoting music and you got to be in the limelight, you're supposed to. But we giving the enemy too much. We giving them way too much. And it's like it's easy for us to be defeated now because, for one, all of the natural elements they control for us. For two, as we get older, I don't know if you realize it, but the library, the elders are gone. The knowledge is gone now. We living in a day of technology, but people are dumb. People are dumb. Even when you have to sit up there and convince a person, like, listen, don't take the magic potion. You about to take the magic potion. They created the goddamn problem. Now they want to give you a potion. Don't you see the trap? I'm not trying to be the next Tuskegee experiment. No. Hell no. When the stimulus money run out, good luck. Because the dollar bill is about to be out of here. You're about to be dealing with the mark of the beast, which they put nanotechnology in you through the magic potion. You in trouble. You being tracked everywhere you go. You in trouble. So it's time for us to you know what I mean? Wake up. How that the mayor said, what was that in Texas? Only the strong survive. When that power went out and the snow had people freezing to death, only the strong survive. Well, guess what? He was giving you a warning and letting you know only the strong survive. So get in where you fit in at.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. I mean, you know, it's hard. It's hard, you know, to get these people to really see where we coming from. But like I said, man, like I think, you know, I look at it like this. I'm starting out with a small tribe and I watch it grow. you know, I don't trust too many people either. Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, anything that you start, like, there's always some type of infiltration in it. So, you know, like, I've been snitched on. Like, nigga literally got on the stand and, like, you know what I mean? So I don't have too much trust. So I don't allow too many people in my circle anyway, even when it comes to this type of knowledge. Like, a lot of people try to cling on to me because they, you know, they see a nigga know what he talking about, but I still be a little, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say, like, whoever your message resonate with out there, y'all, that's what you build with, but still be a little tedious and, like, you know, screen these motherfuckers. Cause it could be somebody waiting to blow your head off, like the movie, The Black Messiah was, nigga, his own man. Like, I watching that shit, I'm like, yo, I mean, it happened. I mean, come on. Like, you know, like, I think that it happened like that before the op get me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look how Malcolm X, like, look, like, you know what I'm saying? Like let's, all we gotta do is go down history and look who killed these people when they was speaking kind of like what we doing. You know what I mean? They're doing exactly what we doing. We just, you know, we just doing it. It's just different topics nowadays. It's not all about civil rights with black people. You know what I mean? It's still freedom. Like, yo, everything that I talk about is a freedom fight. Everything. Like, if I'm arguing a point, it's a freedom fight. Like, where's my freedom to say I don't want this in my arm? Like, I don't want it. I don't care what, I don't, like, oh, what about somebody else might, they trick everybody with this asymptomatic shit. And anybody who believes that is a fucking idiot. Asymptomatic, you mean to tell me that whenever in history have they known somebody to have a virus without a symptom? Yo, the shit is just dumb. Like, if you believe that, you just dumb. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like, you know, whoever my message resonate with, that's what we build with down this rabbit hole. And I see a lot of y'all talking stupid, dumb shit in the comments. I'm not even paying y'all no mind. I don't even care, because at the end of the day, you know what? Y'all still gonna end up following me because y'all don't even have the heart to do what I do. Like, y'all, like, I'm fearless, my nigga. Like, I'm literally fearless. So, you know, in the
So what
end,
you gotta understand,
I'll be the John Connor, nigga. Y'all
when
be the
you see
soldiers.
righteousness happening, and then the wickedness coming to comments, that's the devil, man. That ain't nothing but the shaitan. And in life, it's like you got to seek refuge from the evil one as they practice evil. We living in a day and a time where shit is critical. So when people want to come in comment sections and clown, I don't even have time for that energy. That's why, if you notice, the last live I did, which was a couple of days ago, I got like $1,000 in donations in that live. I don't do lives no more because I don't have time to give energy to these trolls that's waiting for you to say. And then as soon as you say that word, they start flagging 100 of them at the same time. Then next thing you know, YouTube taking your video down and you get a strike. And it's like, listen, let me just give my messages the way I give them and do it like that. Because the reality of it is that some people don't want to see you win. That's for one. For two, when you use your voice the way we using our voice, Malcolm X got murdered for using his voice. He didn't air nothing out. The Panthers got murdered because they used their voice. Martin Luther King got murdered because he met up with Malcolm X and realized that after he said, I let my people into the same burning house that these other groups is leading our people in right now, knowing what they doing. Martin Luther King, when he died, he had all types of money in his bank accounts. He wasn't broke. These other cats sit up there talking about he died broke. No, he didn't. That's why the people called him a sellout, because he was hanging with the Jews. But when he met up with Malcolm X and him formed an alliance where Malcolm X was going to take the United Nations to trial for the things for war crimes, what they did against us as a people over in Africa and in America, because the biggest lie they ever told was that they brought us over here in slave ships. We were already here. This is what they don't tell us. We were already here. Some of us that's native to the land in America do not even look like our brothers and sisters in Africa. I'm not saying we're not related. We don't all look alike because we all not from there. Now, down the line, yes, we came from there. But in all actuality, we was already here. They want you to believe that they went over to that continent and wiped out everybody over here, brought everybody from over there over here. Come on, man. How foolish does that sound?
It doesn't make
There
sense.
was cameras during them days, but they can't even show you a picture of the slave ship. I wonder why. And see, another thing I said before, I'm going to say again. We living in a day and a time, right? Study the caves. They play these military mind tricks, mind games on us as a people, and have us calling white people cave beasts, right? The white people, the cave beasts. But in all actuality, every time the world has been destroyed, and it's been destroyed more than once, every time the world has been destroyed, they take the technology back in the caves. And then they gradually give you, the first cell phone was the old big ones. They give you the beepers. Like, but in Star Trek, it told you over 30, 40 years ago that we would have flat screen TVs on our walls, that we'd be sitting up there talking through the Bluetooth. And
like
Scotty
right
would be
now.
sitting up there talking through his watch saying, yo, beam me up, Scotty. This he was already here. They gradually let it out. I said this in my live, but I'm going to say it again. So when you start downloading from the universe and you start thinking about making or learning how to make candles to start a fire, the first thing they do is, if they're not ready for that technology or this to come and play for you, they labeled you as a witch. You a voodoo priest or you a witch, and they murdered you. But what it really is that they didn't want you to create what they already had, which was the technology that we already dealing with. There's stargates that we don't even know about in these mountains. But they'll sit up there, have you calling the cave beast, white people the cave beast, but then they took you out of your natural habitat and put you in the projects, which is real caves, unnatural caves. That when the earth starts shaking, them buildings ain't gonna last. And they know they're not gonna last. We got hit with Hurricane Sandy. Coney Island ain't have water or toilets running for a whole 6 weeks. They was taking shits in. Just imagine when you get hit with an earthquake. We got to start waking up and understanding where we at in these critical times. Everybody else is building a doomsday bunker but us. And the last thing I'm gonna say to you, like, and for those of y'all, I know some people don't believe in the Bible, and that's cool, but read the stories. In the time of Lot, he told his wife, "Don't look back." And when she looked back, she got hit by them stones, which was probably the lava from the volcanoes. Just to let you know, when you're traveling through life, sometimes you got to leave your family behind. Okay, you want to stay here? This is a choice that you have to make. We living in critical times where when it's time to go, it's time to go. Noah built the ark. These demons build a doomsday vault in Norway, where they took all the seeds out of every fruit and put it over there. Now they taking sperm out of us and sending it to the moon. Well, what you got planned for the earth that we don't know? Oh, right, World 3. Y'all don't see it coming? It's inevitable. They're going to use the Chinese because Chinese is leading in evil on this earth. They're leading in evil. They're leading in world dominance where they got their people under control like nobody else. So they leading. China and Russia is going to wipe America out. On the East Coast, Russia got submarines. On the West Coast, Russia got submarines towards California and New York. We in trouble. New York is an energy point. It is a strong energy point for black people. So they dumb us down the hardest, and when they not dumbing us down or trying to dumb us down, every so-and-so amount of time, 6 months, maybe even a year, whoever becomes that new leader in the streets and have that mentality, that New York state of mind that Nas was talking about, and Illmatic, it's something about, I don't care what nobody's saying, something about that New York state of mind. That the feds say, we're going to let these these Chicago niggas, right? They brag about killing each other. They even name the niggas that they kill, and they still in the street until they die.
Yeah, I always say that.
Feds don't come get them. But in New York, how many times they hit Soundview,
like
Bronx River, Monroe? Like they won't let the next generation get back in that New York state of mind.
Nope.
There's something about this New York energy point. When you go to some of these other places, no disrespect to our brothers and sisters, but they still got the slave mentality, harder than anywhere else, especially in the South. It's like, damn. I even sat back and listened to some of the brothers in California. It's like, damn, y'all dudes, like, y'all strong brothers, y'all warriors, but y'all like some old back to yonder ass niggas. For real. New York dudes is different, man. That's why they won't let us even get our hip hop back. The power we had in the music. I was just talking to a brother in ATL, and you know what he said to me? He said, if I want to listen to drill music, I go to Chicago for that. He said, when I listen to New York music, we looking for that New York sound. New York always had the greatest sound. Now they got us begging. Let me try to mimic that. You dumbing your style down, watering your style down to get back your game, the shit that you created. Dudes got to take it back. You know how many dudes is going to ATL, everybody packing and going to ATL trying to get a deal instead of walking up to that radio station and having a conversation with Charlemagne the God, like a real conversation with him. Somebody should have been had a one-on-one talk with Ebro, Charlemagne the God, all of them. Y'all hijacked our shit. Y'all sitting up in this radio station and y'all playing.
Ebro not even from New York. That's my thing with him. Ebro not even from New York. Get out of here. He from LA.
Yo, you know what killed it for me? The nigga Jim Jones is on The Breakfast Club. Y'all interviewing him, and I'm listening to Jim Jones talking about, like, you know, yeah, Charlemagne, like, yeah, you might be the dopest, the top in New York. You got the dopest music, which Jimmy's music is crazy. But you interview him, but not playing his music on the radio? How do you explain that? No sense at all. So the game is pretty much rigged, man. I don't believe in that theory where dudes be talking about you 40 years old, give it up. Nah, some of the 40-year-old rappers is the nicest niggas, but they're not gonna be allowed to get on the radio because then if they put that maturity or that swag back in the music, it's gonna have the young boys mixing their style with the older style, which is gonna make even doper music. They don't want that. They want niggas running around talking about whoop-dee. Like, what the? You got another Tekashi 6ix9ine? I don't give a damn what nobody say, man. Like, stop it, man. Like, stop it. This is another Tekashi. On top of the fact that, let's keep it all the way funky, man. The brother La Brim, that's his saying. That's a slogan. He already spoke on how he felt about that. So then you go take his slogan and you copyright it?
Oh, he copyrighted?
He copyrighted, yeah. That's why the other young brother, I forget his name, the Brooklyn rapper, the dark-skinned little brother, they took his video off of YouTube because he wrote it. How you take somebody else's swag, they lingo, and then you copyright his stuff and you didn't buy it from him? You just robbed that man without a gun. But I'm not supposed to say that because he hot right now. And then what happens is you get these lame-ass rappers that get these real militant dudes around them, and then you co-sign these niggas doing this bullshit. That brother La Brim put a lot into what he was doing in these streets.
Shout to La Brim, free La Brim, man. Shout to La Brim.
And that man got 30 years in jail. At least say, you know what, man? I done made X amount of dollars off of stealing from you. Here, let me bless you with a little 100,000 because I done stole your whole swag and lingo. And copyright it. You owe the man. It's only right. You know, so that's where I'm at with it. I like to be the dude to say what everybody else is scared to say because everybody want to be careful. You know, I can't say this. I can't say that. I can't. Like, nah, man, somebody got to say it.
Hey, I'm the same way, but I don't bite my tongue for none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Well,
and people
I was gonna say I did because when La Brim first said something about it, you know, anybody that I've been through the trenches like I've been through, I'll be taking up for them. So when he first said something about it, I did say something, and I was on live, and then went on the Gangland page and went viral, and his uncle reached out to me, CJ, and he was like, yo, he's a good kid. He ain't nothing like he's a good kid basically. He's not street. He's not he's not about this life really. He's rapping. He's a good kid. And his uncle came through somebody who I consider official, one of my brothers. You know what I mean? So. That's why I left it alone at that. But I'm not saying you wrong, though. Free La Brim, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, La Brim, that's the big bro. That's his shit. Everybody know Whoopty. That's the Hounds. That's their shit. Like, if you know, you know. Like, that's it. Like, it ain't no getting around that. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, CJ is his squad Brim, a different Brim hood. But Whoopty is their shit. You know what I mean? Like, in New York, the whole New York know that's their shit. And so that's a fact.
It's only right. Hit that man off. Get that man some money. He might even can use that money for a pill to try to get home. But when you made money off of his shit and you stole it, Like, I don't care who you cool with, who you run with. What he did was basically highway robbery. You robbed a man without a gun. You see what I'm saying? You robbed him without a gun, and he spoke and he told you how he felt. Then you copywritten his slang. So now that if anybody from his set goes to use that whoopty, you got to pay CJ. That's extortion. That's legal extortion.
I didn't know he did that. That's crazy.
That's legal extortion right there. So it's like now when you sit back and you analyze it, all I'm saying is set the man out. You see what I'm saying? Set the man out. Because what you did is wrong. It's just like when you take my video, dudes be like, oh, Hassan Campbell snitching on YouTube. If you take my video and put it on your page, off of my page, and I'm getting advertisement and paid, and then you disrespecting me after you took my video, all I do, and I'm not even the one that do it, press the button, and it says, okay, copyright. So now what YouTube do, it gives you a strike. Why? Because it's copyright infringement. You can't do that. You don't just take people's material. If I take something off of somebody's platform, I ask them because it is your property. Just like when we back in the days of tapes and CDs, if nigga caught you selling his CD or DVD on 125th Street, you got stomped out. And they took all your CDs and threw it in the garbage. Now it's digital where people just take your stuff like, oh, like I'm supposed to just let you take my video and diss me at that? No, I'm going to punch the button and you're going to get the strike. It's simple. You know, so that's what they did. You don't copyright somebody else's stuff. Like, you got to pay that man. If you make money off of his, or off of his slogan and his saying, and you copyright, and then at least give him the opportunity to say, you know what, let me buy this from you. Because the truth of the matter is that belongs to them brothers, and now none of them can't use it without his permission. Like, nah, it doesn't work like that. In the streets, coming where we come from, you get murdered for that. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
And according to his uncle, like I said, I spoke to him. You know what I mean? He said that they want to do the right thing. So hopefully they do the right thing. You know what I mean? That's his exact word. So, you know, he wanted to talk to Lie. So hopefully, you know, Lie wound up I was trying to make the connection. But I be doing a whole lot, you know what I mean? But hopefully, you know, do talk to them and they work that out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. He does. They you know what I mean? That is wrong. Like if that was my shit, like, you know what I mean? I would feel the same way. You know what I mean? I'm doing about 30 years for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga just take off. I will feel the same exact way. So they want to do the right. I believe that you know, people around him, you know, because this Uncle Street, you know, dude did 16 years in jail. Those dudes understand. The little dudes around him, they're not gonna get it. Like they're not gonna get it at all. These little dudes are so rebellious, and like you said, the energy is directed the wrong way. That they just thinking like they could do what they want, and there's no like there hasn't been real discipline in a long time, and you know that for like leaving little shit. Like I see it in the streets. We used to discipline niggas for the littlest shit. Like, you know what I mean? Instagram and social media opened up the lane for people to say whatever they want to say. I always say this. The niggas who talk shit in comments and all that, like if y'all was on my block, right? If you lived on my block, you walked to that corner store and you seen me, right? You would never, like your thoughts, you would never say it to me. Like you wouldn't even thought twice to say, I don't like what y'all doing up here. You wouldn't, anything y'all say on these comments, I would never say it in my face on my block because y'all, it would have got done dirty. So like the Instagram and social media opened up the doors for so much disrespect.
Castle Hill was another ball game, another lane, the whole Soundview area. You got Castle Hill, Soundview, Monroe, Bronxdale, and Bronx River all in one area. Like it ain't a game. But I be laughing. People be trying to tell these niggas be sitting up there talking about Hassan Campbell, not even from the Bronx. He from up here in West Buck. Like nah, it's a totally different ball game, man.
I got mad fam in the Bronx River. You know what I mean? They definitely, you know, say it is what it is. You know what I mean? With you or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah. I definitely from the river, like nigga, they can't.
They try to take that, but they try to. It's like with me, people say that being by the situation to get where you at, and my response to that is, if you feel that a grown man taking advantage of me of a kid, that story was that great to get me where I'm at, and that's all it took, then your story and your life should get you further than me. You see what I'm saying? Because if that's what all, and I tell people all the time, I'm even giving my platform to people now to give them the chance to make it where I'm at. because I had a little start by being on Doggy Diamonds, ended up on a star platform or whatever the case may be. And I can tell you right now, it takes a whole lot more than some grown, fat, nasty man trying to take advantage of you to get me where I'm at. It took a whole lot more. You know what I mean? I had to put my soul into this.
About him, I want to say about him. I don't know if you noticed, and I'm gonna say this was the rumor, y'all. So this was a rumor when I was coming up in Castle Hill, right? I was probably in my teens. This was the rumor. Real talk. Of African Bambaataa. It's this guy in my projects, right? And he was from building 635. And he was getting molested by African Bambaataa, and later on he wound up killing himself. He really did. He blew his head off. And they saying it was because he was getting molested. This is before Instagram, social media, and YouTube, y'all. This is me as grown up in the projects. This was the rumor. So when you came out with your story, you probably don't know. A lot of people, like, you confirmed a lot of shit. Like, oh shit, that shit probably was true then about this nigga killed himself because African Bambaataa. I don't know if you know who the dude I'm talking about is. I didn't even know him like that. Huh?
There's a
That killing.
He's from Castle Hill. He's from my hood. He blew his head off because they were saying he got molested.
Which one you talking about?
That was the rumor back in the day.
Which one you talking about?
I forgot his name. I forgot his name, man. But he was definitely from my hood. He killed himself. I remember when he killed himself, and they were saying it was because Africa Bambaataa molested him. This was back in the, you know what I mean? This was back in the day.
There's a few of them. There's one from the UK named Sipo. He came up here. He was a break dancer. Bam got the young dude or whatever the case may be. He ran out of the house. Somehow when he got back to the UK, he started hitting heavy drugs. One day he just ran and jumped in front of a train. Train hit him. You know, he never was the same after he left Bam house. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's real on the battlefield, but the reality of it is like, you know, it took so much more. You know, a lot of people didn't really care about Bam and the Bam story. Once I got to my own platform, it was like the story was already done. Nobody cared about it. Nobody really wanted to hear that. Plus, a lot of dudes avoid child molestation stories because a lot of dudes were standing in front of a high school when they was like 35 years old girls. So, you know, they don't really want to talk about that too tough. It's a lot of that going on in the hood. We all know some dude in the hood that got a 15-year-old baby mama and he 30 years old. Bunch of them. So of course that's why a lot of people try to stray away from these topics or whatever the case may be. But like I said, you know, my story with Bambaataa didn't make me. That's what started me. I had a respect that was strong in the hood, and honestly, the molestation thing, it kind of overshadowed who I really was. So now I just became this victim. I'm not even me. I'm not even who I was anymore. It overshadowed me, you know. So at the end of the day, like I said, though, no, I mean, in life, people just gotta be you. That's it. Be you. You can't in this world. But then again, at the same time, you better be careful what you say because the feds is watching, and they ain't playing either. These people spend billions. They spend billions of dollars to keep us dumb, and when you wake too many people up, I mean, they got a spot right next to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X for you. They damn sure do. We already seen what they did to our greats. They done reduced us to nothing. What J. Edgar Hoover said, the next time you have another black messiah, we're going to create them. Now you seeing, well, Black Lives Matter and all the rest of these cats.
That's a fact. Black Lives Matter is the op, y'all. Most people know, but most people probably don't. But they the ops, man. I like them, Sean King. I say his name. I can't stand him. He blocked me. He's the biggest fraud. He not even black. You know what I mean? That guy right there is the biggest fraud. 2018. I will never vote for Kamala. I will never vote for Joe Biden. 2020. Oh, she's the most, you know, whatever, glorifying her, like kissing her ass. Like people like that, man. They just dangerous, man. They got a big following. And you know, I'm not a hater. I don't care about somebody else having a big following. Their following don't pay my bills. So I'm not a hater. It's just like they are really misleading and what we try to do, they kind of in a way, like, yo, my nigga, you in a way, B, like, get out of here, man. But like we got it, like you said, it's us against us, then it's them against us, and I try not to do the us against us, even when us is in our way. You know what I'm saying?
No, we gotta understand something. For me, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky, and out of respect for you, I ain't gonna say certain names because I know you got love for certain people, and at the same time, we on the same page. Though I know we on the same page because I know how you think. The reality of it is, like some dudes, all right, we got beef with, but then there's people that's an enemy to our race that look just like us and act like they down with the same things. Like dudes is out there committing treason against our people. To even side with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is treason. To even side with them, the shit that they did to us is treason.
Exactly. Facts.
To actually use your power and influence to get them in office was treason. You see what I'm saying? And we already see where the budget is going to the umbrella groups and what they doing, what their movements is. Because the bottom line to it is, man, is there's a such thing called treason. And our people, with many different levels, but some of us unknowingly, like on the drugs and gang stuff that we do, it's a form of treason that we doing unknowingly because in the hood, all we have is the gangs when our fathers ain't there. So we fighting with each other because we have to learn to break that spell. But when you knowingly fucking evil, these evil fucking land thieves, people thieves, we living in the land of the thief, the home of the slave, and then you sit up there and you knowingly take a bag from these people, mislead our people, fake marches, fake protests, like you're evil. You're a different type of evil. Your soul ain't for sale, but your integrity damn sure is, and the integrity of your people. Shit is crazy. How a woman gonna be sitting up there talking about $90 million, and she didn't even get nothing. She couldn't even get a community center for her son.
Crazy. Like
90
that's
million?
really messed up, man. Those that was off the backs of those people whose family died. Like, yo, that is. I just can't get past that one. There's nothing that they could say to justify it. It's nothing. Like, not to me. It's nothing you could say. Yo, the money went towards us. Well, we still got to eat, and you know, we travel. Man, it don't cost that much to fucking travel and to do what y'all do. Y'all don't even deserve, 90 million. Y'all don't even deserve 0.1% of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you take your little 100,000 maybe to pay your expenses, and then that's it. It's not even supposed to be about money. But 90 million, my nigga, y'all didn't get the family nothing. I can't even. I can't stomach that right there. That shit's crazy.
Let me tell you something. I listen to Homeboy. I ain't gonna say his name out of respect for you. I listen to Homeboy sit up there and say that he gave the government some money. I said, hold up. How much money did he really have that he talked about? He gave the city, that city some money. You gave the city? Not the mothers? How how the fuck do you have Mike Brown mother started flipping, and Tamir Rice's mother started flipping even harder. Now, somebody had to get to Mike Brown's mother because she calmed down fast. Tamir Rice's mother still not having it. Either way, whether they got to her or not, because they might not have, she just probably said, let me cool. We have to realize that this is the real Black Lives Matter, the victims of these kids. And they have absolutely nothing. Nothing. But then these dudes that just come on and they fight onto these blocks, onto these streets, and pass them by, you have everything, book deals, Grammys. And the one thing I'm going to say that this disgusts me, I got to say it, I'm sorry. As a musician, I love my son's music. You're going to tell me that he couldn't perform that one song on the Grammys? You're going to have Tamika Mallory up there throwing up a fist and giving a speech when the Grammys is about music? This man went to jail, one of the hottest artists. Dope. I remember X putting me on to him playing his songs in the car while me and X was just doing our thing. And he's at the after party. He's at the after party. Not even at the Grammys. I'm watching like, are you kidding me? The man, him and Trey the Truth couldn't perform their song. You know how we coming. That's a dope song. It's like, They done made that man, this chick, little nigga. And I just say, I ain't gonna say no more about them. And it's just, anything else, I won't even mention no more names. It's disgusting to me.
You know, now, Mice my brother, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I, like, whether, like, Mice probably don't agree with a lot of shit that I post. You know what I mean? Probably be like, oh, hope you know, it's conspiracy theory shit. And, and I probably don't agree with a lot of shit that he posts. But, if we and Mice got an issue, I personally, me, like, you can say what you want because, y'all ain't got the bond that we got. I wouldn't want to really go crazy on a public platform.
Right.
I done lashed out, and I done lashed out before, and it's a big brother, little brother thing. Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you don't see, you like, like your little brother asking for attention, bro. What's up? Like, you know what I mean? It's like that with me and Mike. And then we'll talk or whatever. I don't, even with Tamika, it's kind of the same. Like, you know what I mean? And they Bronx people, and I love them, like literally, you know what I mean? I want to support them to the max. I just don't agree with a lot of stuff that that they do support. But I don't, and I just sit back and I just don't say nothing. But recently I did, and it's just like, I'm gonna talk to them, but just sometimes I get on my shit where I lash out too. You know what I mean? So I personally ain't going on a public platform disrespect my brother if I'm gonna call him my brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I understand where you're coming from, though. You know what I mean? I just ain't. I ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean?
No, see, I ain't just the only thing. Like I said, because you know how I feel or whatever, he know how I feel. But at least let the man perform. Like, how you don't let the man perform? Like, come on, man. Like, regardless of what I feel personally, what I will say is I personally feel like if you could take away Black Lives Matter, George Soros, and the puppeteers that's ruling over these umbrella groups, Mike Song would be a good dude. He's a good dude.
But he is. He got a good heart. He's a great dude. He's really a great guy, like heart-wise. He is, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But when the powers to be control you, you're not you no more. It's just like when you watch the Matrix and Agent Smith sticks his hand in you and he turns you all black and then he becomes you. It's over with. And that's what's going on in the music industry. That's what's going on with these politicians. It's like, that's it. Once you go behind those doors and you get there with Agent Smith, you're never the same no more. Even in the music industry, like, I don't care who it is. That's why I tell people independent is the way to go, because the reality of it is, once they got you, they got you. One thing I like about Tekashi Rat Bastard 6ix9ine is the fact that he told you, he said, listen, even through the streaming companies where you think you're independent, if you don't go behind those doors and sit down with them, your music ain't gonna sell. So now you put your music on a platform. He telling the truth. The game is rigged for us. You got to take it back to the days where you sell your music through your own email. Because if you don't do it that way, the game is rigged. And when people love you, as you see, they donate to you, they're going to buy directly from you. You already have that appeal with people. The only thing I would tell you is to focus more on YouTube and start building your YouTube platform, because Instagram going to keep you at a certain level and YouTube will make you expand more and pay you way more. Way more. Yeah. Dudes don't even know.
Yeah, Instagram, like, they be shadow banning me like this on Instagram. Like, every other post,
they took 3 of my Instagram pages for no reason. This is my 4th Instagram page. They no reason said that I was impersonating myself. So I said, all right, cool. I start using the community tab on YouTube now. Now, YouTube shadow bans me all the time. But see, the difference is that my mouth is so reckless and my topics, I say, like, I keep reinventing myself. So I'll say something to have everybody start sharing, and it'll break the algorithm. So you got to, the key to YouTube, the on YouTube is, YouTube will isolate some of your subscribers. So you'll get less views, and they won't send your video out to new subscribers. So when that hot topic come in, like, for example, when King Von and FBG Duck, they were new to me, but those were some big murders. The way I broke it down, it was like everybody started sharing. So it broke the little shadow ban that they had, and it pulled in new people. But then what they did was, after I pulled in all them Chicago people, they isolated them from my views all over again. So now I got to pull them people back in. And then on top of that, it's like when you dealing with YouTube, right? It's like being on TV. After you don't watch Martin so many times, it's the funniest show ever. You ain't watching Martin no more. So you got to start pulling in new subscribers, or your page is going to come at a standstill.
Right.
You know, so that's what you constantly got to do when you know they shadow banning you. Move over to the other platforms, because you got your mind is right where it needs to be. You got all of the proper ingredients, and you already doing it. But YouTube is the platform that's going to pay you. And if you knew how much money you was missing out on, a lot of dudes don't even understand. YouTube ain't. I remember one day I was beefing with Tommy Sotomayor, right? And I was like, yeah, because YouTube ain't paying no money. And Tommy was like, he looked at me like I was stupid. Now when people sit up there and say that, I be looking at them like, let me tell you something, I ain't never working a job again in my life. I refuse to. Like, absolutely refuse to. Even when you start getting nice at YouTube a little bit in the beginning, like you tell me what a $5,000 check, like that's a light check, a $5,000 check would do for your monthly bills. Especially depending on where you at. Certain places, $1,300. That's all the monthly bills and plus some. But then when you start mastering YouTube, like you be looking like, damn, I only got $20,000 this month. The fuck is that?
You know what's so crazy?
You got what it takes.
I've been monetized on YouTube for about 5-6 years. I'm not gonna lie. Now watching like channels like yours, other channels, seeing how y'all working YouTube, I never thought to do that. I thought I would just upload music videos. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I've been monetized. I just never use it the way I'm supposed to. Now I'm starting to see and learn. You know what I mean? I never thought to do that before.
What I think you should do, especially being down in the A. Matter of fact, I probably should tell you that, over the phone line, because the reality of it is, if you give people your plans, they're gonna take it and they're gonna run with it. You know what I mean? Right. But there's things that you can do that capitalize where you at. You can capitalize hard, and make sure do not do the live things on YouTube. Make sure everything you do is pre-recorded. Stay in between a guidelines so you can get paid. Pre-recorded. Don't do like the rest of these dudes be doing. Just keep doing the lives, because the money is not in the lives unless you get the donations. You see what I'm saying? I get the donations, but at the same time, it's like you still can short yourself. If you get $1,000 in donations, YouTube and taxes is taking 60%. That video I did, I'm gonna just give you one video, right, just to show you the difference. When people sit up there and say Bambaataa story made me, nah, I'm gonna show you what made my platform. The videos that made my, like, certain topics that I hit. When Kanye West came out and said that black people were slavery was a choice, I killed that topic. High views. When the Young Boys Jr. got killed by the Trinitario gang, views went crazy on that. Right? Getting up to speed. King Von, I forgot how many when he first died, I forgot how many views I got, but just that one video alone with King Von when he got murdered, I made $3,400 off of that one video. And I say that to say to you, that's the power of a pre-recorded video. So if they gave me $3,400 off of that one video in a week's time, right? Now I'm not talking about how much it continually made. I'm talking about within that week, within that month, $100. So it's like whatever pre-recorded topic that you deal with can pretty much make way more than that. You mess around and get $100,000 off of one video, depending on if the people rocking with it. Just get to those topics that you get to. And that's it right there. It's time for you to move over to YouTube, because YouTube is kicking the bread out. You know what I mean? Build that YouTube platform. It's always better to have one, but YouTube is paying. Don't never let these dudes fool you. That's why all these dudes is attacking.
I be getting small checks. I be getting small little $150, $300 checks off my videos and shit. But like I never like I told you, I never thought that, like, if I focus on it, I know my shit will grow. Like I never.
It's time for you to focus on it. Your pre-recorders, like some of these topics that I touch on, man, give your own perspective, because you know what I mean. Like you know what I mean. Everybody have their own. It's like Lord Akim said. He was like, "Yo, I got my own perspective, but yo, sometimes like, damn, I ain't see it that way. And with all of us, everybody got our own perspective on how we see the same situation. So start hitting on some of them topics or whatever the case. Like one topic I would love to see you break down is the topic of that young boy that got murdered. Gay. He got bailed out 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah,
put him
I see
across
that.
the street. He got chased back into the courtyard of the jail. The fence was up for the car to come in, and the guard wasn't there. You know what I mean? You got your own. Once you look into the story, you might see something that I didn't see and break it down. But start touching on stories like that because you got it. You definitely got it, and start posting those stories on YouTube. Or if you're doing something on Instagram, do something for YouTube too. Every day, it's always a topic. Constantly keep posting, and your shit'll grow. You know what I mean? You learn how to do the StreamYard or whatever. We could do a live from your YouTube. Start sending the audience over there. Like I said, man, if I'm up, I don't want to be, you know, in a position that I'm at, and then, you know, God forbid I have a heart attack or something like that, and nobody profit off of my, you know, off of my platform. Some people don't got the balls to like, yo, you know, they can't take the criticism. Oh, they gonna call me Thyson, or they gonna call me gay. So, and then, you know, and then there's some people that do deal with me. They don't have what it takes. You know, so if you got what it takes or whatever the case, what you already do, you already got a following. You know what I mean? You gonna do.
No, that's fact.
You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing right there. As long as I'm on and I'm in a position, we don't need to be signed to nobody. If we got like, oh, I got 320,000 subscribers, and if they allow me to, I'm gonna hit that million mark. I already know why. They slowing me down, but I know I'm gonna still hit it. So as long as we got our own audience, we don't need the machine, and that's how we do it right there. You know, so my house is extended to you, the crew, the family, or whatever the case, and it's love to everybody. No, I ain't gonna keep you up here all night or whatever the case may be. We just showing the people that, you know, two grown ass men could be having a mutual respect and show love to one another in these evil days that we living in.
Nah, it's facts. You're looking for, you know, at the end of the day, now that we got to talk, I'm happy you reached out and was the bigger man first to, like, you know what I mean? Yo, let's put our issue to the side. I'm glad, you know.
We got the same name, son. We got the same name. Like, hold up. For real. That is crazy. You know? So, yeah, man. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we take it from here. Like, anything you need to put on my platform, to promote or whatever the case may be, whatever, man. And when you up in the city or whenever I reach down to the A or whatever the case may be, we show people how real it is, for real, man, to show love.
Nah, no doubt, no doubt, bro. No malice in my heart. Salute, you're ready.
Right, at any given time, man, I'm here. You know, this is what we do as grown men now, and now hopefully one of these young boys could sit up there and say, you know what? Because this is a video that I'm about just to prepare these young boys for the summertime, man. If you could squash a beef. One of the little homies from Bronx River just got hit up bad on Morrison.
That's the Blazer. He the Blazer too.
Yeah.
That's money too. That's my guy, Don, man.
Don, yeah. So you know, it's like I watched Don grow up in his Pampers, man. Like literally his mother.
I seen a video on it.
Like that, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it was like that shit choked, you know, it really, you know, choked me up. And so it's like, if you could just extend out and say, you know what, this beef ain't about really nothing. Let's squash this beef. Because dudes, is when you really get down to what the beefs really be about, there's situations that didn't even have to go as far as it did. But like I tell these little brothers too, man, ain't no half stepping. It's either you're going to get all the way in or you're going to get all the way out. Once the beef is that, you know what I mean? It's to that level, like, come on, y'all can't be living across the street from each other and just not cooking the beef for real. You know, old school Bronx River is totally different from this new school generation. It's totally different. Totally different. You know, so, but at the end of the day, what are we fighting for? You know, so that's what I really want them young dudes to say, you know what, man? It's summertime. I want to see these young boys make it through the summer. Because a lot of them ain't going to make it. A lot of them ain't going to make it. The summer's going to be a bloodbath. It already started. Philly already got what 120 bodies in.
Get the fuck damn. 3 months?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like that's all that's all I want to do is just stop the brakes on what's going on with these young boys. So
Yeah,
that's
if
where I'm at.
anybody out there, y'all had issues. If y'all got issues with anybody, I hope this inspire y'all to do that. We had issues. He reached out to me on some grown man shit. I accepted, the invite. Like, all right, come on, we could sit down and have a conversation. That's what this conversation is. If you're just tuning in, that's how we started talking about our issues, and then we went down the rabbit hole talking about real shit, the fight that we really up against. So if you got issue with somebody out there, yo, just be the bigger man and reach out to them like, yo, look, let's have a conversation. Because communication could dead a lot of beefs, man. Just a simple conversation. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we was able to lead by example, bro. And I'm pretty sure somebody out there, you know what I mean, it's gonna affect them. You know what I mean?
Right. If anything, I'm gonna leave my number in the comment section so we can put some things together, especially for your YouTube, figure some things out, and I'll talk to you about that. And we take it from there. Hopefully you save this live so you can put it up on your platform.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. Yeah.
Because this is definitely one you should be able to put up on your YouTube and get something off of it. Definitely.
Okay. All right.
No, make it work for you or whatever the case. Put it right up on it. Because I can tell you right now, if you don't, somebody's already recording this live and they're gonna put it up on their YouTube platform. They're gonna eat. They're gonna get a couple of $1,000s off of it. I'm telling you.
Nah, that's a fact. I'm gonna put it up there. I would definitely save it.
Yeah, so definitely take when you get good lives, man, with good people like this, put them on your YouTube page. Yeah, and if anything, peace and love to everybody out there, whatever the case may be. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. We living in some serious times, man. It's like they done open up, they done use that CERN portal to let the entities and spirits into this world that got people doing crazy shit. A lot of crazy shit happening. Kids is killing their parents, all types of shit, man. Keep yourself saged up, prayed up, cleansed, wash the evilness off of you when you come in the house, mop through your house, pray through your house, get that evil up out of you, for real. Check on your kids. Make sure they ain't got no demons and they got them ears inside these goddamn devices that they playing with. And make sure ain't no pedophiles reaching out to your kids through these devices, acting like they children. It's what it is.
All right, bro. Good looking for coming up. You're ready. We gonna chop it.
All right, peace.
All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody who bought a badge. 16 badges in. That's good. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody who commented who bought a badge. Yeah, so at the end of the day, the message is, man, if you got like two grown men can settle an issue and without it really going there. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, one thing I learned from being in the streets, unless you're just some really dumbass psychopath, niggas really don't want to kill somebody. Like to the point where it's like, that's not the goal. The goal, like, that's not even in the streets, that wasn't the goal. I'm gonna come out and start killing people. I'm gonna go to war with this person. It's like a simple conversation, my nigga, can dead a lot. Little communication can like put a hope to a lot. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Hassan Campbell. You know what I mean? That was, that was necessary. That was needed just for that example. I got kids, and my kids seen our videos with me and him beefing. You know what I mean? And I actually told my oldest daughter, I'm about to go live with him. She's like, the guy that talk about you on YouTube? I said, yeah. You know what I mean? Now she's probably watching or she's gonna watch it, and that get to show her like two guys could, that's what I'm leading an example for. I don't care about these niggas in the street. These niggas don't pay my bills. So anybody out there with an opinion who feel like, why you in love with him? He should have never. Y'all niggas ain't paying my bills. Y'all niggas, nobody do nothing for me. I make my own decisions with my life. So nobody do nothing for me to say, you know what I mean? I don't have to answer to nobody. Like, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it on that, y'all. I'm going to save this live right now. I might come back on. Let me see. Hold on. There's a few people that was trying to get in here and want to come up. See a few people. Yo, I'm gonna bring a few of y'all up. We could chat real quick, but then I gotta boogie off this. But I'm gonna bring a few of y'all. Shout out to Ice Corleone, just bought a badge, my guy. So I'm gonna bring y'all up. You know what I mean? Just how y'all felt about this live and whatever. Just to get y'all shit off. Because I see y'all trying to come up. I see there's some questions.
Oh shit, yo, what's good, man?
Yo,
Yo,
what's going on?
bro, not much. There's curfew at this time over here, so there's not much you could do past 8 o'clock, 9:30. It's pretty tough.
Where are you?
Quebec.
You in Quebec? Yeah, in curfew in Quebec?
Yeah, bro, we got a crazy fucking dictator here, for real. Motherfucker won with a super majority, and now like he's using that to his advantage. Like there's no other place in Canada with curfews, and yet he's trying to like make it seem like it's working and some shit. Like no, the same like curve when it comes to cases and deaths, same all over Canada, same in the US, same in Mexico, same in the UK. It's like it's not even working. So it's like for most people in Canada, like how can I say it? It's like with the curfew, like there's gonna be no bars. Like I know that that most businesses are gonna be screwed in a few like months, and even now, like the depression we're seeing is horrible. But like Montreal specifically, like that is the party capital of Canada. Like all the entertainment, like for the most part, especially like when it comes to like French entertainment, like it's in Montreal. Like that's it's going to be decimated. And like I'm there's this one really so sorry, I'm getting really emotional.
That's so
Um
good.
you I texted, that's how you got to me, the worldwide protests. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I am aware of it. I haven't really like tapped into it, but talk about it.
So I mean like a week and a half ago there was this really big protest in Montreal. And I remember even before that, I'll get to the worldwide protest. I just want to mention this for the sake of it. There was this big protest, and a bunch of kids came along to this protest. There was like 10,000 in Montreal, 10,000 in Quebec, and they all came together so gyms and sports facilities and children's sports um, can function. And to my surprise, they're actually going to open sports facilities here. So there is a way out if we all don't comply to these orders and we all like go in the streets and we all fight for what's right, because in Canada it's fucking cold. Like it's cold, it's dark, it's the seasonal blues, the winter blues kind of thing. So like people are depressed. People are really down bad. Like they're not doing very good. And like to not have any kind of physical activity and like some way to get all your energy out, like it's putting Canadians in like a really bad spot. And now that it's like 15 degrees out here, it's not gonna go below zero anymore. Like now it's opening. Like it's I find it great, but it just show like how backwards um this government thinks. Like, oh yeah, now that you could actually do physical exercise outside, now we'll open the gyms and shit. But that's one thing. Then not too long after that protest with the for the opening the sports and whatnot, there was this really big protest. And in Quebec and in most of Canada, like the media system is basically the exact same thing as the United States. Like about the Big Five in the United States. Well, in Canada, it's CBC and Radio Canada in French. It's basically the Royal Corporation or whatever it's called. Like it's literally owned by the government, so you're getting government propaganda, government propaganda,
All
uh,
day.
basically. And then you have Bell Media, which owns CTV, and it owns a bunch of other even like French outlets like Nouveau and whatnot. And then you have Shaw, which owns Global, and then there's like a lot of other ones. And then here in Quebec, it's even worse in my opinion, because yeah, we have the government propaganda, the CBC Radio Canada, but then there's this one mega, like it's the biggest conglomerate in Quebec. It's called Quebecor. They own TVA Nouvelle. They own LCN, which is basically, in my opinion, news for dummies. They own the Journal de Montréal. They own Journal du Québec. And I noticed in the protests that were not right after the sports protests, like just regular anti-lockdown, anti-mask, everything protest, like they were saying, oh, it was only around 5,000 people. Like I was there. There's no way there was less than 25,000 people in my opinion. And what I find crazy is that they said, oh my God, there was like 20,000 people all over Quebec during the sports protests, but in for the other protests, there's only 5,000. And you look at the pictures, like you could go online. There's this woman called Mel Goyer. She's the one who organized the event. Holy crap! It was you could see like how many people there is, like by far. And
So let me ask
another
you:
thing that
is people really rising up, or you feel like it's just no hope? Like everybody just not doing, you know what I mean, not rising up to the occasion.
I mean, that's a tough question because I'd say in Canada compared to other countries, I'd say it's less. But seeing all the people in the streets, it does give me hope.
Got you.
You
Got
know,
you.
and there is a way to bypass the mask laws and all that. Like, you know the guy Chris Guy?
No.
Okay, so he's basically like in Canada, he's the go-to guy when it comes to like disobeying the COVID rules and the masks. And oh yeah, like one thing I want to say in Canada, when you come back from the US, like through the border or by flight, you have to go into a mandatory hotel where you don't have a choice but to stay there for 3 days, get tested regularly, and you have to pay like insane amounts, like $3,000 for 3 days. Like if you stay in a regular hotel, it's like, you know, maybe a few $100, you know, maybe it'll tally up like 500 by the end. No, they fine you straight away like $2,000, $3,000. So what this guy did, and I don't know much about his political background or what he does, but he's been able to, he calls people, no, people call him. So when they come back from Canada, he tells them exactly what to do to avoid the quarantine facilities and bypass the tests and all that, to the point where even people at the border that work at the Canadian border, they know who Chris Guy is, because every single time they call and they want to refuse the test, they know it's that guy that is helping people get through, and they still have to go to court and pay a fine, or like they could bypass that, but like
Yeah.
we do have some kind of organized groups in Canada. Like there's one called The Line. I see their flags all over Canada when it comes to these protests. And yeah, the worldwide, I think that one makes me feel the best, because like at least 40 countries were a part of it, and over 100 cities, and even like small cities like in Germany, like 50,000 people and stuff. Like you see basically like half the city going out to protest. And like even in my in the country where my parents are from, Serbia, like they